one little end to the adventure here. I'm going to take the bike and give it to my good friend Vic for a week, and he's going to try and figure out a better way of having the Bash-plate fitted to the bike other than onto the sump. Just in time for my trip away, hopefully. Vic is also guitarist and songwriter in our band, and a dear, dear friend. Oh, there he is. Hey. Hello, Vic. Oh, it's hot. This is my really good friend Vic, guitarist, engineer, mechanic extraordinaire, and he has fixed up the bike for me, the Bash-plate problem. Now, those of you who follow the channel will know what happened to the Bash-plate, and it was because this black frame in here was attached to the sump, which is a very bad idea, and every time I ran aground it broke off the little lug from the sump. So Vic has made me a bracket which comes down from here. There's a sleeve there, some covers, a very strong piece of metal. It comes down here to meet the front of that frame, bolted in there. It's all very strong. I'm now no longer going to break my sump when I run aground, which is bloody huge improvement. Ready for the big trip. So thank you, Vic.
Oh, pleasure.
Yeah.
Pleasure. It was a pleasure to do it for a good friend. Thank you very much.
Thank you, mate. So, like I said, I think that's it for preparations for the bike. I'm going to go off do a little bit more practice. Just practice my slow off-road stuff. And yep, I'll do another bit of chain maintenance. Probably not much more before I leave now in 2 weeks' time. So while I'm away, I'll have a few videos lined up just to keep you going. A little bit of me ranting maybe. I can't remember what have I got lined up. A couple of things. It must be boring because I've forgotten all about them. Anyway, but if you want to follow my trip while I'm on it, I'll be putting stuff up on Instagram as I go, the odd picture and very short video probably, which will then also feed through to Facebook. So if you do follow Captain Cranky on Instagram, actually Instagram it's the real Captain Cranky, because there was another one who wasn't real, or just Captain Cranky on Facebook, you'll be able to keep up with my travels. It's going to be a lot of fun. The first day is solo, then I'm going to be with people for most of the next week and a half, then I'm going to be travelling back solo, occasionally meeting up with people for part rides, but essentially solo. I'm kind of looking forward to those bits. It's a bit, I mean, I love meeting and riding with people, it is great, but I also love just that being off on your own, possibly not even having a solid plan, or just being free. Of course, another part of that is I film all this shit and there's a lot of faffing around, and not everybody enjoys waiting for me as I'm doing that. So anyway, while you're watching this, Monday the 25th I think this will be going up. At the time this goes live, I'll be probably packing up my campsite at Wallamumby Falls. My new friend Tony will be with me hopefully, and I'll be getting ready to ride to Gloucester, meet up with Big Kev and quite a few others by the sound of it. Stay the night at Ralston Pub after riding over Barrington Tops. That should be awesome. The hell? Seriously, mate? Slower and slower. No, I'm not going to overtake you on a fucking bend. You're going to fucking stop or something, are you? Fuck me. this is where we used to practice for our motorcycle operator skill test most. In this little car park, wifey and I did. I wonder if I can still do the manoeuvres. There's my little practice area. Changes all the time. They come and make it different quite often, which is cool. Never know what to expect. Alright, the logistics of all this, it's been quite massive, you know, it's like Ewan and Charlie, but without the support team, without the other vehicles and the other people. So there's me, one bike, and whatever I can carry, and whatever I can organise. So if something goes wrong, it's all down to me, which is fine, really. So I've been working on this since probably before the Adventure Riders congregation at Tinga. So at least 6 months, really, probably more like 9 months. I've had this idea going. I've actually been full on doing organisation of it for at least 6. So, you know, including stuff like arranging leave from work, put a little list here so I forget stuff. Meeting up and staying with old friends, rendezvousing and riding with who will be new friends, people I've known, you know, for a while on social media, but we'll get to meet, which is always cool. So going through with them, going through my various maps. Here's, you know, here's the maps I've had. I've had this lot up for months and months. These maps, you know, day 1, day 2, day 3 and 4, day 5. This is where we get to Bright, which is what I'm going for, which will be 2 nights staying there and with the Ostrom riders. Bright down to Melbourne, stay in Melbourne for a few days, visiting a few people, up to King Lake. Then King Lake, this is one of the most exciting parts of the trip for me, across the Yarra Ranges, and eventually ending up where the Snowy River meets the sea. Never been anywhere there. Never been anywhere almost of this entire trip before, especially not on a bike, but most of it I've never been before. Then the next day, halfway home up to, or well, third of the way home up to Wollongong. Day after that, going to avoid Sydney, go around the mountains, see more stuff I've never seen. Hopefully stay with Matt till we run on roadie. Last leg home, don't know, maybe 2 days. See if I'm still up to it, got enough energy, and want to go camping for another night. So what am I going to bring with me? Well, tools for the bike, first aid kit, food and water. Now I need to bring food enough for a fair few camping trips, where I won't be able to pick up stuff in between sometimes. I need to be able to carry enough water for basically a whole day of riding, possibly in the heat, and a night and a morning for coffee, of course. Whatever clothing I need, which will be not much, but I will be bringing some thermals because it's going to be a wide temperature range, anywhere between 3 and 40 degrees centigrade during the trip. All my camping gear, obviously, and my filming equipment, which is ridiculous. So that's about it, really. The other thing I've had to work on, I've got the bike where I want it to be. It's in great condition. It's just really good. I've now got a reliable Bash-plate, and I'm pretty sure I know how I'm going to load all this stuff. But I also had to work on me, basically physically. I already was doing physio for an old back injury just to stop it from happening, and what I've started doing is trying to strengthen my legs for the riding all the time in the attack position with your legs bent, which is now my preferred way of riding on the dirt, unless it's absolutely bog straight and no problems. If there's any loose terrain, corners, up or down, I'd prefer to be standing, and I feel much better that way. But my 59-year-old legs weren't doing very well with that. After a day like riding like that, you know, I was almost crippled. So I've been pounding away on the exercise bike a bit, and the secret is, I think, for what I'm trying to build up, is I'll do a bit of normal exercise bike stuff, and then I'll stand on the exercise bike and go fairly slowly. Now, anybody who's got an exercise bike, try that. It hurts, and it hurts in the same way as the riding and standing hurts. So I'm thinking I'm working on the same muscles. That's my theory anyway. So look, this is going to be really exciting. Can't wait to share it with you all. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody ride safe, and I'll see you on the next one.